Okay.
I got it.
We've apparently attracted 4 of them. Lovely. They're all horde buffoons, though, so I'm hoping that we have a snowball's chance in hell at the very least. Now, Ebb, how about this? Lantry, please go after him. Go. Ebb, we need you helping us kill these morons. I see 3 of them over there. I'll avoid it as long as I can, but that may be a good use. For our friend Barik's AoE attack with the lightning that he has thanks to his 2-handed blade. Ow. Ebb, shoot at everyone. Tiberius, you are doing well. I guess we should have gone after the larger group first. Shockingly. I never would have thought going after a group that is superior or equal to you in numbers would actually be a sound tactical decision. But apparently it is. I was not expecting that, I have to admit.
I got it.
I never expected going after a group that outnumbered me or is equal to me in numbers could be considered a sound decision in terms of tactics. I'll loot everything there except for that one, which contains something else that I want. We'll go over there in a minute. And now I will save the game. But everyone seems to have something they want to say to me, so I'll actually talk. Lantry's doing some pen strokes.
Not to steal
And all.
a glorious day in the sun, but I must say, now all my notes on you are suddenly worth 10 times their weight in iron. My journals will melt the linens off the ladies, I tell you.
Aha.
What's that you say? Buxom, nubile lasses with an interest in old men who know history. You need a definitive Tractatus on the trials and tribulations of the Archon of the Tears? Ha! Well, you're in luck. I think one can safely conclude that you have the Overlord's attention, and that of the Tears. Soon, all of Tyranny. You realize, I trust, I hope, that nobody other than Kairos has ever cast an edict until you.
Really? That seems awfully convenient. Are you sure that history hasn't just been edited or, forgotten? So that those who could rival the Overlord conveniently did not exist? History is written by the victor, after all.
Well, I have a hard time believing that someone would cast an edict and not have it noticed.
Yes, but maybe a rival casts an edict, Kairos kills the rival and takes credit for the events.
Well, as of now, I've seen with my own eyes that the Overlord is not unique in this regard. And I suppose you're all the evidence I need to throw suspicion on the record. Now, if you are right, that implies the Overlord has no qualms silencing and murdering those who pose a threat. In your case, at least my written record of you might survive. See? I'm being optimistic.
Well, do you happen to know when Kairos first cast an edict? I'm a little bit curious.
Good question. In parts north, it's commonly held that Kairos' Edict of Dust was the first, but it was cast in the year 11. It was just the first edict to ripple across the whole of Taratus. If you lived somewhere that used to have antelope, you probably think that's the first edict of the Overlord. But here, the answer is given to us by the Overlord's own sense of posterity. Year 0 of Kairos' calendar is said to correspond to the day Kairos went from warlord to wearer of many crowns. A victory won when the first Edict of Storms shocked both the Cloud Barons and the realm of Medrev to capitulate.
Yes, and I would say it's also fairly safe to assume Kairos is going to attempt to, shall we say, solve me in some fashion. Probably involving Blade and Mark, and arranging an unfortunate accident for me.
At the same time, if you really were a meaningful threat, you'd have already been the victim of an edict, or Blade and Mark's daggers. So this has me rather curious. Just what does the Overlord wish to do with you?
Yeah, that's a very good point. If Kairos wanted us dead, we'd probably already be in a shallow grave somewhere. I suppose we'll find out soon enough.
Indeed. Once again, I find myself wishing the days and nights would slow down just a hair. Never enough hours to journal these dense days. Let us be on our way.
Well, now, Barik. I can scarcely believe it. You proclaimed an edict. You wielded the power of the Overlord, for a moment perhaps, but it was enough to turn the tide of battle in our favor. That simply doesn't happen. The Overlord's magic is as unknowable as anything on Taratus, as mysterious and, well, I was about to say as unapproachable as the spires, but you have clearly dispelled that notion. Yes, and I have to say, this is only going to mean trouble for us, most likely. Kairos does not tolerate competition. No, indeed, I wouldn't want to stand in your place when the day of reckoning comes. Standing next to you might prove just as dangerous. Suggestions? Hold fast to your loyalties in the hierarchy. There's always the chance that Kairos will leave you alone if your fealty is true, but I offer no guarantees. That is what I would do, anyway. You must follow your own path. Question for you.
What can I do for you?
And seeing as we've done a lot of impossible things lately, Tiberius is now going to broach a subject that we have just written off as impossible for a long time, removing Barik's armor. He looks at you, his expression is unreadable as ever.
Though we are encouraged to couple and mate within the Legion, I don't consider you one of my cohorts. I think I'll decline.
Yeah, I wasn't talking about sex, Barik.
You weren't? Forgive me, it's been some time since anyone made an advance, and I'm long out of practice, as you can see.
Indeed. I was talking about you being able to get out of that armor.
Suffice it to say, my armor and I will not be separated for the time being. When the war is over, perhaps Tunon will lend me one of his forge bound. Until then, here I remain. My armor saved me from the destruction of Stalwart, where thousands of others lost their lives. So you can see why I continue to wear it. For the time being, we will not be separated.
Yes, but your armor is hardly new. How long do you think it can last? The armor hasn't shown any sign of weakening, and my maintenance regime is all that keeps it from rusting solid. Were I to stop applying oil and give in to entropy, this shell would harden to a degree that no forge master has ever seen. I think it could very well stand for as long as the old walls, with my skeleton peering out from its depths. And someday, not even that. Well, do you even want it removed? I would not speak of this. Right, Binder, please consider the topic closed. Well, Barik, as your commander, I am concerned about the state of your uniform. That's all this is, really. Damn it, you are right to be concerned. My apologies that you needed to pull rank. It was wrong of me to withhold information. I don't need to tell you that this suit of junk is a literal pain in my ass. Half broken, smelling of a midden, and perpetually jabbing my side with some Kairos-be-damned caltrop. These dusty plates may not be up to standard, but they serve the disfavored well enough on the battlefield, only to intimidate the enemy. Better for me to endure this condition than to shirk an advantage. Considering that I wore this as I marched across the bones of Stalwart, that was my burden growing heavier. With each step, I have no desire to leave it behind. It's a lesson, a reminder, and yes, a prison, but all those things make it something more. It's almost fastened in ideas. It's an armor fastened into ideas, even. Lantry mutters to himself soberly and commits a few words to his manuscript. Plates have something of me in them. They're as wicked as a bramble patch, as stubborn as a fortress, and hopelessly flawed. At present, removing my armor is not an option. If that ever changes, I suspect that the tears will tremble with the impact of my collapsing fortification. What a day that will be. Well, I think it's fairly obvious he's not comfortable in there, and asking what Graven Ash thinks of his predicament seems like a little too personal. So, we'll just drop the topic. And Eb? What about you? What do you got to say? Eb salutes you with a nod, pounding your staff to the ground as she stands in attention. No need for that.
Power runs in the face of what I thought I knew. All my life, I've been told Kairos alone can issue an edict. And yet, here you are, proclaiming mastery of the lands just like the Overlord.
Well, perhaps there are others besides me and the Overlord. I had this discussion with Lantry, but it's very likely Kairos would have erased mention of them from the history books, just to make her own power seem that much more mysterious and devastating for being the only one that could do them.
I should certainly hope not. Tyranny isn't large enough for Kairos, and it's certainly going to get very interesting if the two of you start waving your edicts to and fro.
If anyone has cast an edict other than Kairos in the last 431 years, I'm certain we would know. There would have been witnesses and evidence that outran Kairos' march west. Sages would have heard of it.
Your newfound power runs in the face of what I thought I knew. All my life, I've been told Kairos alone can issue an edict. And yet,
Saying it again, are you?
Proclaiming mastery of the lands just like the Overlord.
Well, I can replicate her powers, but I'm not just like the Overlord.
You say that now. Let's see if you still feel this way when the reality sinks in, and your mastery of this newfound power solidifies. The world now bows to your mere utterance. Each day you will grow stronger, while the world becomes weaker in comparison. Put another way, if I could do what you do, the world would be at the mercy of my depravity. Cursing the name of Ebb, Archon of fecund fluids. Let's hope your moral sextant isn't as crooked as my own. Your newfound power runs in the face of what I thought I knew.
Enough about me.
What is it you need?
Wow, yeah. This whole thing about archons and edicts and everything, and what Ebb is saying about how the world, see how you feel when you get a better grasp on your powers as the world grows weaker and you grow stronger. It reminds me of this old Abraham Lincoln quote, that any man can handle adversity. If you truly want to test his morals, give him power. Or something like that. That how someone handles having extreme amounts of power at their disposal tells you what kind of person they are. And I agree. If the game was going to go on for hundreds and hundreds of years, and if Tiberius was going to live that long, then it would really be interesting to see how he would handle having that kind of power at his disposal when the world around him was so much less powerful.
This is useless. I should try something else.
Now. Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Right. This is useless.
Ugh. Now I'm going to do a little bit of this. Try to at least do some damage. Now, Barik. Go. Tiberius, do some of this. Lantry, heal Tiberius a little more. Now, Barik, please kill our friend over there. Mage asshole, as I like to call him. He needs to die. No, now we need to finish off over here. Now, Barik, go.
Won't happen.
Ebb.
I'm on it. That which doesn't kill me leaves me bitter and jaded.
Ebb got killed by fire.
As you command.
Literally kill it with fire.
Done yet.
Wow. Wow. that. Tiberius, heal yourself.
The matter?
Learn something every day.
Now, Tiberius, you do some of that. Ebb can continue shooting lightning at our friend over there. While Lantry can shoot quills at him. And now they are extremely dead.